Hi, welcome back. You've decided you're going to get serious about learning American Sign Language. Whether you're an interpreter or, for most of you, you've got a deaf friend, coworker, customer, relative, employer, employee, somebody who's deaf who uses American Sign Language as their main language. These phrases are absolute must. You've got to learn if you want to jump into the deaf community, learning how to sign, learning how to communicate. All right, here we go. Here's the first one. Okay, I'm learning sign language. You're pointing to yourself. Learn. Imagine a book. You're going to take the stuff out of the book and put it in your head. Learn. Learn. Sign is like this. And some people will stop right there. Others will add language. Language. You can look at it as two L's. Okay. I'm learning sign language. Okay, here's the next one, which you'll use a lot, all right? Sign slow, please. Would you please slow down how quick you're signing? Or could you sign slowly for me? Sign slow. Right? Now imagine, you know, it sounded like this. That would be fast, okay? Slow. Sign slow, please. Would you please sign slowly? How about this one again? You'll use this one a lot. Again. See where my hand is? Thumb outstretched. This hand is slightly curved. Again. Again, please. Would you sign that again, please? Again, please. Right? Would you repeat the sign? Okay, here's one. This is the sign for finger spelling, right? Using the alphabet to spell out words. Finger spelling. Finger spelling good? Can't. I can't finger spell very well. I can't finger spell very well. Finger spelling. Good? Can't. I can't finger spell very well. Right? Let's do our next set. Finger spell can, but read good can't. That was a long sentence. Hey, I can finger spell, but I can't read your finger spelling very well. Okay? Finger spell can, two A hands down like this, can. But, take my two index fingers, but. Read. If you were reading a book, you'd read a book like this. See this? That's not what we're saying here, is can you read finger spelling on somebody else's hand as their finger spelling? Okay, so you sign read like this, right? Imagine that, you're reading somebody else's finger spelling. Good, can't. Finger spell, I can finger spell, but I can't read very well. Okay, finger spell I can, but read good, can't. I can finger spell, but I can't read it very good. All right, how about this one? Sign fast, you. You sign very fast. Sign, here's the sign for fast, right, or rapid. Okay, see how my hands are like this? They're slightly apart. I'm pulling the index fingers back as I pull the sign back. Okay? I'm gonna go, wait a minute, whoa, man. You sign fast. Okay? Sign fast. You sign very fast. All right, keep it up. Okay, how about this one? This is a sign for understand. And if I accent it with this, and see in my face, I do not understand. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I'm not following you. All right, there's a little bit of a different English translation there, but that's what you're saying. I do not understand. All right, face, shrug, no, I don't understand. All right? How about this one? You might be going back and forth and back and forth. You might say, hey, you know what? Could you write that down, please? Could you write me a note? Write, please. Okay? We're not able to sign. I'm not able to fingerspell. Let's just write a note. Okay? This is a sign for a note being written between two people back and forth. Okay? So I'm going to sign, hey, can you write, please? Could you write out your request for me? Okay? Hope you're keeping up. Let's do this next set. Okay, how do you sign blank? Sign, how? A hands, I'm rolling them like this. Sign, how? Right, and then you're going to point, right? How do you sign this thing? How do you sign that thing? Or you might even fingerspell it and say, sign, how? How do I sign this thing? Okay? Here's one. And you're likely going to hear this from the deaf person back to you as you're both working through the communication. Okay? Sign, have, none, fingerspell, must. Right? There is not a sign for what you're asking. You've got to fingerspell it. Right? Sign, have, none. There is no sign. Fingerspell, must. Fingerspell you saw, must. Take an X hand down once. Okay? There is no sign. You've got to fingerspell it. All right? How about this one? Mean. Mean what? Okay, mean what? I'm coming forward a little bit. I've got a question on my face. I slide up with the shoulders. Mean what? Okay, they may have signed something to you. There may be a question. Hey, what does that mean? All right, I may see a sign. I may say, whoa, 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 whoa. What did that sign mean? You can see how all these phrases are encouraging you to ask. What was that? How was that? I want to make sure I'm learning. I'm open. I'm trying to get better. Okay? Mean what? What did that sign mean? All right? You may get a question like this one. Deaf, you. Are you deaf? Okay? Deaf, you. All right? Actually, in some ways, that can be a compliment sometimes. If your signing is so good, you will occasionally see somebody say, hey, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. Are you deaf? So I'm fortunate enough to be a CODA, a child of deaf adults, where mom and dad were deaf, so the sign language was my native language. I get that one because I've been signing a long time. Okay, hey, wait. Are you deaf? All right, let's move on to the next set. So often the response to that previous question, hey, are you deaf? My answer would be deaf. Okay, here's a sign for deaf, from my lips to my ear. Deaf, not. Okay, this is a sign for speak, but it's also a sign for somebody who's hearing. Okay, deaf, not, hearing. Okay, I'm not deaf, I'm hearing. Deaf, not. Okay, I am not deaf, I'm hearing. Okay, you might have somebody who will say, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm hard of hearing. You're going to take an H hand, it's going to tap twice. This is the sign for hard of hearing. So if they were to respond, oh, I'm hard of hearing, I. I am hard of hearing. Hard of hearing, I. Here's a new sign we're going to introduce, lip reading. Okay, lip reading. Remember how we had read like this out of a book, right? Finger spelling, I'm reading your finger spelling like this. Okay, this one, lip read, is signed like this. Just circular around the lips, okay? Lip read, can, 2A hands down, you. Lip read, can you lip read? All right? Can you lip read? All right. Now, as you get to know somebody, you've developed a relationship, you may get some more questions that you're curious about. All right. And they'll let you know if it's appropriate to ask. All right. Hearing. Okay. Lost. How? How did you lose your hearing? Now let's take a second to differentiate. We talked earlier about me as a hearing person, hearing, because that's the sign for speaking. Got it? In this case, I'm asking, how did you lose your hearing? Hearing, lose, lost, and rolling how. Okay? How did you lose, get that? Hearing, lost, how? Hearing, lost, how did you lose your hearing? Okay? Okay, again, another personal question. Become. My hands are starting out like this, and they're rotating and moving. Do you see that? Become. Okay? Become deaf. Old, how many? How old were you when you became deaf? Let's do it. Here we go. Become deaf. Old, how many? At what age did you lose your hearing? When did you go deaf? Okay. Become deaf. Old, how many? How old were you when you became deaf? Do you see how we've progressed? Right? General open conversations, first time meeting at a party, an event. We're now getting a little more personal. All right? So hopefully you're keeping up. Let's do one last set. Birth. Okay? You've seen the sign before, hopefully born. Okay? Palms. My dominant hand comes out and hits my left hand since I'm right-handed. Okay? Birth, deaf. Birth, deaf. Were you born deaf? Okay? Were you born deaf? Born deaf. See, I just changed. The head slightly tilted, eyebrows up, showing a question. Were you born deaf? Okay? How about this one? Father, mother, deaf. Okay? Father, mother, deaf. This is both a question as well as a statement. Right? Oh, hey, are your parents, your father and mother, are your parents deaf? Now, as a coda, I may answer, oh yeah, father and mother are deaf. It's the exact same sign, but you can see with the expression, the question versus a statement. Okay? Here's one for you as you get to know somebody. Hearing. Remember the sign speaking here for a hearing, right? Hearing school, I attended a school for hearing kids, right? An elementary school, right? Right? So, hearing school, I went to a hearing school. Hearing school, tap it twice, I. Okay, another option might be mainstream. Okay, this is the term that was used for a lot of schools, mainstream. 5 hands, your dominant hand's gonna come on top as they flow together. Think of 2 rivers as they flow into one, which is where the term comes from, okay? Mainstream school. I went to a mainstream school that had both deaf and hearing kids there. Mainstream school, I. Well, last one maybe, deaf school. I went to a school for the deaf. So we had hearing school, I went to a hearing school. Mainstream school, I went to a mainstream school, right? Deaf school, I went to a school for the deaf. All right, wow, that was a lot of phrases. But congrats to you for making the decision to learn. And again, there's a spectrum here. If you're learning to become an interpreter, you've got a lot to learn, but for so many of you, you got on YouTube here, you want to learn a few sides because you just want to begin a conversation, a friendship, a relationship, right? These phrases are going to get you into and have some fun. Allow that person to teach you some signs, some things that are really dear to them as you share your life with them and them with you. All right? Do me a favor. Would you subscribe to the channel? It makes a huge difference in getting the message out and helping other people, right, learn how to sign and sign language practice. All right? Thanks.